MC Ultimate, a large Minecraft Hunger Games event created by PikaClicks, who also created and ran Minecraft Saturdays. After the success of Minecraft Saturdays, Pika realized that Minecraft PvP events were needed in the community after MC Mondays officially shut down. Pika decided to start development on what is the biggest Minecraft tournament ever hosted, boasting over 200 plus members in the MC Ultimate roster. It was literally going to be the ultimate Hunger Games event. Everything seemed well, and the teams were being slowly announced before the event, including many famous names such as Tommy Innit, Bitzel, Tubbo, Captain Sparkles, Skeppy, Bad Boy Halo, and many more. The games began, and well, some unexpected things happened, but before I get into the event, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because it helps me out. But now, let's get into it. The countdown began from 30 all the way to 0, and then the game started. Many players started sprinting towards the middle, but one thing was different. Most Hunger Games maps have 24 platforms where players can spawn on them and have a cornucopia chest in the middle that they could see. The difference was that there were over 200 people participating in this event, so you couldn't even see the chest from where you were spawned. Like most Hunger Games though, people ran to mid and some people ran away from mid. I'm not really going to explain much more about the actual happenings of the event, but I want to look at some of the controversies in the event and how they can be fixed. The first controversy I want to address is the pet system. Basically, the pet system in Minecraft Ultimate was this: find spawn eggs in a chest, and then spawn the animal in order for it to fight for you. The exception was horses. Those were mainly used for transportation, as you could stack on top of your teammate to make a human-horse sandwich. This system led to some very interesting battles. Anyways, other than the horse stacking, one thing became apparent as the game went on. Pets were OP. Yeah, 1 or 2 pets might not do much, but what if you had an entire zoo, or Caesar's ape army fighting for you? Those were going to be some issues. Okay, first off, peaceful mobs such as baby cows couldn't really fight for you per se, but in Bad Boy Halo's case, they could. He had so many baby cows that it got to the point where anyone who dared walk through them would take suffocation damage. The problem with the pet system is that only a few of the mobs would actually attack their opponent, like the llama and the iron golem. Literally, all of the other farm mobs were useless and just meat shields, other than the case I spoke about earlier. One suggestion is that you could just remove all of the useless mobs such as cows, pigs, sheep, etc., and make hostile mobs such as skeletons, zombies, and spiders the only mobs you can get in chests. In the case of skeletons and zombies, you could try to either disable sunlight damage or give them leather helmets to block them from taking damage from the sun. One other issue I will briefly mention now but go more into depth on later in the video is the lag they caused. People had so many pets that it gave massive FPS lag to other contestants, which led to some feeling they couldn't perform at their best. This issue could be solved by setting a pet limit to all players, though on the MC Ultimate Twitter, they have already stated that this solution is in the works. The problem with adding lots of hostile mobs as pets is that they literally could just turn into a skeleton war, the players not fighting much, but running around while their mobs do the work. In my opinion, the pet system is a good idea, but each player should be limited to 1 or 2 pets to still include player skill. The second controversy I want to talk about is the lag. It was apparent from the starting moments of the game all the way until the end. 2 kinds of lag were seen, and one of them was connection lag. There were 200 plus players connected to the server at one time, which is a lot of network traffic, and Minecraft isn't the best optimized game. For example, a very popular server known as 2b2t has a 150 player cap. Yeah, I know, 2b2t is very different, but there is a limit for Minecraft servers. Any version past 1.12.2 is also very inefficient, so it would just cause even more lag if the event hosters updated past 1.12.2. I saw many people yelling at PikaClicks on Twitter for this, and honestly, it's childish. I don't care if you have the best hardware in the world, it is impossible to run 200 plus players smoothly on the same single server. The issue cannot really be fixed, unless they decrease how many contestants there were, but at that point, it wouldn't be MC Ultimate anymore. The second kind of lag that we saw was FPS lag. The FPS lag some players received was from the massive map that was built for the event. Yeah, It might just be terrain and trees, but still, that's a lot for an unoptimized game such as Minecraft to handle. Though this was a culprit, it wasn't the main one, as pets existed. I spoke about pets already, but there were literally so many of them in the final round that everyone, even with a god tier PC, lagged. Unlike the connection issue, this issue can be fixed quite easily actually. I spoke about adding a mob cap earlier, and honestly, that would solve this issue partially too. People won't lag as much if their Minecraft has to render less entities. Remember, everyone, entities are our enemies. Arguably, one of the biggest controversies is the nerfing and buffing system. The buffing and nerfing system was implemented to balance out some of the teams, but it actually did quite the opposite. I'll quickly explain the nerfing system and how it works. So basically, a player would be assessed on their PvP skill level, and if they were a good PvPer, they would be nerfed, and if they were a bad PvPer, they would be buffed. Based on the buffs or nerfs that player would do more or less damage. I don't know what the baseline for the buffs and nerfs was, but it clearly wasn't consistent, as the system did the exact opposite of what it was intended to do. Teams that got severely nerfed got obliterated by teams slightly nerfed. Even if their team was miles better than their opponents in skill, they still lost, which led to some upsets that caused many fans to complain on Twitter. For example, Dream's fanbase was outraged when he got killed. His fans claimed that he was nerfed too much, and because of this, his many fans started complaining to the event organizers on Twitter. I'm not going to talk about the drama, but I want to give a suggestion on how to fix this from ever happening again. One option would be to remove the system entirely. I mean, in a competition, you would want the strongest pairing to the best entertainment. The downside of this is that players of a lesser skill will not have fun and will let down their fans if they died early in the game, which could lead to more problems. Another solution could be to implement an elo system. You could set everyone to a base rating of 0, and depending how many kills/deaths they got, you could adjust their damage, and over time, the players would become balanced with an algorithm. This could be exploited, but honestly, at a streamer event, I doubt anyone would do this. I mean, why would you cheat in front of a live audience of thousands of viewers? Honestly, I don't think that people should assign buffs and nerfs manually, as it will just lead to a lot of headaches. The solution that seems to have been chosen though has been stated by the MC Ultimate Twitter. They said they will most likely just nerf the buff/nerf system by half, so instead of a player being -10 nerfed, they would only be -5. This will definitely help solve some of the problems, but I don't think it will solve the problem entirely. Human error is always a thing, and even if you nerf the system, things will still be unbalanced a bit, just not as much. One issue I want to talk about a little more was the donations to charity. Before the event started, it seemed that the event was going to donate all their earnings to charity. After the event, that number was $40,000. Yeah, a lot of money. When the MC Ultimate Twitter account addressed the donation bit in their tweet about the problems during the event, they stated that they would donate $14,000 to charity. What? That's still a lot of money, but that's nowhere near the amount that they received. The MC Ultimate organizers seemed to keep some of the money that was donated. Later, what was stated was some of the donation money would be kept for previous and future development costs, which honestly makes sense. The people creating and developing the event shouldn't need to spend money out of their pockets. They should have a fund where they can buy and pay for plugins and just the server in general to be developed. The issue was that they didn't state that they were going to do this originally, which was why some people were mad. Basically, it was a big mess with lots of people confused what was happening. So, in a statement by PikaClicks, he decided to donate all of the money to charity, which was honestly the best solution. I feel bad that he had to do this because honestly I have no clue where they're going to get money to develop the event further now. Overall, MC Ultimate was an amazing event to watch. So many interesting interactions and content came out of the event, and all I can say is that I am proud of PikaClicks and his staff for organizing this whole thing. I mean, a 200+ person Hunger Games? Whoever thought of that before? Something this big is very hard to execute and even plan in the first place, so cheers to them for hosting and organizing this amazing event. I also like how after the event, the MC Ultimate Twitter quickly addressed the problems during the event and how they are going to fix them. It leads to a sense that they actually care about the event and aren't in it for the clout. MC Monday. I'm not sure when the next MC Ultimate event is going to be, but I will for sure be waiting for it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. That's all for now, so I'm going to take my leave. See ya.
I'm on the move, can't stop me if you try. Coasting on now, baby, it's just me, myself, and I. 'Cause I'm on the move, every step is by design. It's only up from here till the